Think to OSPF totally stubby areas. What do those do? They filter type 3s and 5s. And yeah, they'll filter type 4s as well. But what if we have a totally stubby area that needs an ASBR? What we can do is we can take the benefits of a totally stubby area and smush that together with an NSSA. How do we do that? Well, we have to make sure that we are running Cisco gear, specifically Cisco gear on the area border router of the totally NSSA, and that is what will filter your type 3 LSAs. But really, all this is a combination of the NSSA with some extra filtering on the area border router. And if you know how to configure an NSSA, you really know how to configure a totally NSSA. Here's the configuration of an NSSA. A totally NSSA. Internal routers need NSSA, just like any not so stubby area. Now, on the area border router of a classic not so stubby area, we do default information originate. But we're not seeing default information originate here, are we? On the area border router, we do no summary, which is great because that's the same argument we would do on a classic totally stubby area. So really the only difference here is stub. The only difference on both internal routers and the area border routers is stub. Stub turns into NSSA. If we want to do this on our Area 567, which is right now configured as an NSSA, I'll do a show IP protocols, and it's telling me, yes, this is an NSSA. It's not a totally yet. Do a show run section, and what you'll see is just the default information originate. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that, but I want you to see the difference here again. R7 is performing redistribution. Let's just look at our routing table here. We'll do a show IP route OSPF, and we're getting a lot of these inter-area routes. And oh, here's that N2 route. Here's that N2 route. It's a default route. That's what default information originate is going to inject. We're also going to get that same behavior with no summary. We're just going to filter out the rest. So let's go to R5. And we're going to take away the default information originate. We're going to put in no summary. See, this command didn't turn off the NSSA aspect. It only removed default information originate. It's a little unusual in syntax. So R6, yep, I'm just going to remove that. Do a no summary instead. And we'll look at R7 now, and we'll confirm that it isn't getting those inner area routes anymore. It's getting a lot more than I expected. I must have done something wrong here. Let's troubleshoot. Oh, look at that. I didn't do that right. I had the no. You probably caught that, didn't you? Do it again, and away we go. And by the way, I knew to look at that router because all of these routes were coming in from R5. So I was like, well, I must still be getting those routes somehow from R5. So this is the configuration of a totally NSSA. Very powerful stuff. With anything as complicated as a totally NSSA, we have to be absolutely certain what to do when configuring a new setup or validating or correcting an existing setup. What we do is this. We look for the existence of area NSSA on all routers participating in this area. If it is of flavor totally NSSA, we ensure that the area border routers all have no summary. This tells the router you need to advertise the default route into the area, and you will break connectivity if you do not have this. You need the no summary on the area border router, telling it is an area border router. If you've got that in place, this area type will work for you.